Welcome to Yeshua Kids Garden.
Hello and welcome to Yeshua Kids once again, and my name is Fortune, and today we are here with a guest which you probably remember. And as usual on this program, our goal is to discuss things that actually help in educating people towards diverse professions. All right, so without further ado, I would kindly ask our guest to kindly introduce herself, which is the protocol here on this program. So if you wouldn't mind, can you reintroduce yourself again to the audience? Thank you.
All right, thank you for having me here. As you all know, I am the CEO of BUJ Travel and Tours Limited. I am Dr. Mrs. Akuna Victoria Ewenrozo. Thank you for having me here once again.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. And we are on a journey to discovering the tour, the travel agency. So, of course, why don't we throw in the holiday agency as well? So today we're moving on with our topic for today, which is basically focusing on the journeys within this line of this field and the line of discussion. And we want to continue on with that with the specialty service segment of our program. And obviously within this line of business you're in, we have different categories and subcategories of things which you engage yourself in, some of which we had discussed previously in our previous discussion. We want to move on with that and more so zoom in on certain aspects and intricacies as it pertains to that subject. So the first question I have on this note is on the subject of visa assistance, right? It's a topic, and I would say it's a hassle that can often be stressful. It can be a process which is very, really stressful for travelers to do themselves. So how would you say your service plays a role in streamlining and simplifying this experience for your customers?
Okay, when it comes to visa assistance, it's a very tough one, and you really have to be careful as an agent, as a travel agent, getting into the visa aspect. First, I profile my customers. If you are my candidate for a visa, I have to profile you and then advise, because a lot of people will come to you and said, "Madam, do you have visa?" There's nothing like, do you have visa? Because you are not the consular and you don't sell visa. The only thing you want to help them to do is to process the visa. So I have to profile you. First, I need to see that you have a valid international passport, a valid travel document. Then I ask you the country you want to travel to. Then I tell you the requirements, the visa requirements of that particular country. If you are not qualified, then I would advise you and say you have to start from maybe African country before you think of going to Europe or Asia or America. Because most times a lot of people will come to you and tell you they want to go to the United States and they don't have travel experience. So my duty is to let you know which country you're qualified to travel to with your documents that you have provided. So I have a special package that I call, we help you grow your travel history. So we start from maybe Nigeria to Ghana, then from afterwards, maybe Nigeria to Dubai, Kenya. You have to start within the African country. Then after that, we'll move to Asia or Middle East. Then once you have like 2 or 3 travel experience, then we can then say, okay, let us now try maybe United Kingdom, Europe, or America. So you just don't come as a first-time traveler and say you want to go to America, you want to go to Canada. No, I have to profile you first and tell you where you're qualified to travel to at that time. It makes the work very easy for us, and also you will also be successful. You'll be granted the visa, because we've seen the issues where some agents will tell you, I have visas, I have the insider and this and that, and at the end of the day, they do need to get a refusal. You're like, and refusal, it makes you depressed. That's the truth. So I will tell you from onset, you are not qualified. So you have it at the back of your mind that you're not qualified, and you work towards being qualified for that particular country you want to travel to.
Okay, so are you trying to say that it is almost impossible for one who hasn't any travel experience or travel history, I would say, to obtain visas within the Europe and also in the United States? Or are there specific countries and within this, I would say, continents? And why is this the case?
Okay, now, like we all know that there are some countries that will call them like the red list countries. Like, yes, Nigeria is there, India is there. There are so many countries that they feel like our country is, everybody's running away from the country. So most of these embassies, they know that. So when you say you're traveling maybe for tourism or student or medical or whatever, they feel you're not going to come back. You're trying to run away from your country. So they try to make the visa difficult for you. So what they look at is that you just want to go to Europe. You've never traveled before. Europe is better than your country. Of course, if you step your feet into Europe, stay in the beautiful cities and all the opportunities there, that you wouldn't come back. So it makes it difficult. I am not saying you cannot get it when you try it first. Of course you can, but the success rate is very low. So I wouldn't want to promise you something that I know that the success rate is very low. No, I have to let you know that you are not qualified. But if you say, okay, let's give it a try, I will know that you're actually trying. So once you get a refusal, you're not going to feel bad. Then we can still come back and do the normal, building your passport. We call it passport builder. I have this program that will help you build your passports so that you can now be qualified to travel to, all these other countries that you want to travel to. So there's some countries that when they see your passport, the green passport is not it. When it comes to traveling, they are like, oh, the green passport, they are not coming back because of the experiences they've had with all the people they've granted visas. They know that the percentage of people that come back is very low. So that's why people are finding it difficult to travel from third world countries to all these other countries like US, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like, I'm gonna next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Let me go check out this website, man.
All right. So, just a quick question. Besides the disappointment factor, which is emotional, would you say there is any other aspect that negativity that comes with an initial refusal?
Yeah, of course, time and money, because there are some countries you want to apply for their visas. In Naira, you could spend almost 1,500,000. It's not refundable. And also the time, the whole process, maybe you spent like 8 months to process it, thinking you're ready to travel. And, we have the issues of a lot of Nigerians that even sell their things. A lot of people sell their things and say they are traveling, they want to relocate. And at the end of the day, they get a refusal. So it's like they are starting afresh. So I like to advise you and tell you, you know what? Let's get you qualified first. It's very important.
Okay, so would you say besides that, I think I should just be more direct with the question. Does this taint your passport in any regard? Because there are some rumors of being refused and how that can you need to wait additional years or wait more years before you actually come again for a reapplication?
No, refusal does not have anything to do with your passport. It doesn't have anything with your reapplication. No. Refusal is just like try again. It's just like then in primary school, they tell you you fail, repeat a class. That's just how refusal is. Like it has nothing to do with spoiling your passport or does not allow you to reapply immediately. No, it's just the idea that maybe the money, time, the mental, some people, their mental health is actually affected. I've seen someone that committed suicide because she was refused visa. Yeah, so I try to avoid that. In fact, most times I tell you you're not qualified, so that at the end of the day, when you get it, it comes like a miracle. Like, okay, fine, but because when you give them hope that okay, you are very sure they will have it and all that, they must have involved themselves in a lot of things, promised themselves a lot of things, sold a lot of things, put all their mind. Some people would even stop working. Some people will stop their children from going to school that they are relocating. And if it doesn't happen, you know how they will feel.
Okay, so just before we transition to the next question under this subsection, I just have one more question. So you listed a few things. From what I can draw out from what you said is what gives you an advantage is obviously a travel history, which actually is a proof. Serves as a proof that you're just going for holiday and you are more likely to return. So that obviously serves as an advantage, and also. Yes.
Aside travel history, they also look at your ties, like your family, your ties back home. You understand, like if you're married, if you have something doing, your statement of account, they look at that as well.
Okay, so that was, I think, you're heading to my question, but my question was more so what are there other factors that add to an increased advantage? Because I know that when it comes to the financial aspect, that's actually a factor where you have to show a statement of account. So when you speak about financial ties, does that constitute a disadvantage or an advantage? And how can you elaborate on that, please?
It is an advantage because when they request for your statement of account, they want to see your income. They want to see how much you have in your account. So with that, they can draw it out and say, okay, gee, this person has money or this person has something doing in his country. So if this person travels, of course, this person would not abandon this kind of business or this kind of money and relocate. They look at that. Then they also look at your family. You marry, you have children. So they'll say, okay, when you travel and your family is back home, of course, you want to come back because you have a family. So they look at that too.
Okay. So thank you very much for that clarity. All right, so let's move on to the next. Next question I have for you under this section is more so studying abroad is it's for decades now it has become a trend. Whether people might have reasons for that, but I mean we have a lot of people studying these days. So question. Study abroad support, is it a unique offering for you, and what kind of services do you provide for students and their families?
Okay, when it comes to study abroad, every country have their package. Some will tell you cannot come with your dependents. Some will tell you can come with your dependents. So if you come to me that you want to study abroad, first I'm going to ask you, are you using study abroad to relocate or you actually want to go and study? It's very important you know this because if you are using it to relocate, then I'll ask you, are you relocating alone or with your family? That gives me clarity on where to advise you to go and study. So if you're traveling with a family, then I know there are some countries you cannot travel with if you're going for studies with your family. So I'll advise you then. But if you say you're alone, you want to relocate, but you still want to use a study package, then I also have the country to advise you to travel to for studies. So that's how it works.
Okay, so I imagine you have a unique package for that. Just I'm sure the audience will have some questions because if I was listening to this, I would very much like that you touched upon it. So I'm just going to ask a question. Now, you might not necessarily cite the entirety, but I would like to know what are some of those countries based on your experience? I'm sure you must have this experience within this field. Can you just list a few countries, maybe one or two, where coming with a dependent it can be part of the package, and other countries on the other hand that do not provide this availability or allowance?
Okay, yes. UK used to allow you to come with your family, but now they stopped it. You can only come in with your family if you're going for research, any course that has to do with research, then you can come in with your family. Then for Portugal, you can come in with your family. Poland, you can come in with your family. Then for France, you cannot come in with your family. For Canada, you cannot come in with your family except you are going for a PhD or a master's. Then you can come in with your family.
Okay. So I mean, it's very interesting because I believe from what you stated, you actually have because I know you also talked about France in our previous discussion, and so I believe you have influences also in these countries as well as people who are looking to venture, whether for holiday or for relocation reasons or maybe for school. You have access to these countries as well, whereby you can provide avenues in terms of their detailing for transport and also flying over to these countries, whether for holidays. Do you provide services to these other European countries aside from France?
It's a beautiful day. I'm the CEO of BUJ Travel and Tours Limited. At BUJ Travel and Tours, we are dedicated to offering great services to our clients in order to help them achieve their travel dreams. Our service includes air ticketing, both local and international tickets, travel health insurance, study abroad packages, visa assistance, hotel reservation, and every other travel services. You can contact us on our website www.bujworldwide.com. Thank you and have a great day.
I do. When anything travels, we are available for that. So we provide, like I said earlier on, travel tickets, hotel reservation, health insurance. So any part of the world you're traveling to, we provide ticket, your air ticket, provide hotel reservations. Even if you want Airbnb or like a permanent accommodation, like for people that are relocating, we can also help you get that.
Okay, so
So it's not only in Europe. US, Canada, any part of the world
I see.
to travel to.
Okay.
We hope you get tickets, your air tickets.
Thank you very much. I needed that precision. Okay, so next question I have for you is, what does your airport protocol service include? And who is it best suited for? So what would you say your protocol the airport protocol is, what does it include, or what are those things that people might not know about? And what would you say is best suited for? So I'm sure you must have your approach and your standards in the way you go about handling your trips organized for people. So can you just brief us on what that entails?
Okay, airport protocol is good for everyone. But because it comes with a fee, so most times people would not want you to do that particular service for them. So, but if you're a first-time traveler, I'll always advise you to use our protocol service, because some airports, once they see you're traveling for the first time, they are going to stress you. And if you're not careful, you'll miss your flight. So the beauty of our protocol is to have your itinerary. Once you arrive at the airport, they take you to the counter where they check you in, and then make sure you have your BTA, make sure you have all your documents ready to fly. Then there are some forms they give you at the airport. Of course, a lot of them traveling for the first time, they know what to write, but they're just taking their test. You can help them do that, and you make it easy for them. Like maybe when the people at the counter is trying to intimidate them or put fear, then you approach them and talk to them and let them know your company is in charge of the protocol, and that's it. So our protocol is just for you to sit down, you collect your passport, your ticket, your hotel, we'll go to the counter and help you check in, give you your boarding pass, and then help you through the immigrations.
Okay.
So if you're a first-time traveler, I advise you. Then if you're also an elderly person, I advise you for airport protocol. Some people might need wheelchair assistance. You also help them do that.
Okay, so I mean, airport protocol could also entail, from my understanding, internal services that that obviously people might be ignorant of, within which the airport might provide, and also external services. I imagine organizing of taxis and making sure that the trip to their place of sojourn is being taken care of. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So that's clear. Thank you very much. So I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier on, which is the subject of luxury. You talked about shopping. So you cater to luxury shoppers, right? I imagine, and you actually gave us some clarity on the fact that you do not actually ship out of the country. You only tend to those needs for people coming into the country. So how does this service work? I want to really, if you can really, you've explained, but I want you to elaborate a little bit, and what types of clients typically use this kind of services. It could be class, it could be category. Shed some light. I think that would be interesting for anybody aspiring to venture into your trade.
Okay, yes. When it comes to luxury shopping, luxury is not just clothes, shoes, bags, perfumes. There are other things that are luxury. So when you come into a country for the first time, most of them, they don't know where to get all this luxury. They just see the normal shops like Zara, and our duty is to take them to the store where they can buy these things, most times discounted, because we have, we're registered. So we get discount. We can also help you do your tax refund when you buy all these luxury things, like perfumes and all that. So it's just our duty to help you, and again, most of the countries in Europe, they don't speak English. So when you go to the stores, yes, of course, there are people that speak English, I know, but you still need us to take you around, maybe taxi and all that, until when you get to the store, just to somebody that can make the thing really easy for you.
Okay. All right, so thank you very much. I think that's pretty straightforward. Now let's move on to another segment, more so titled Market and Client Insights. Question: who is your typical client? Okay, and how does their needs differ between the Nigerian and French markets?
Okay, my clients are business clients, tourists, and people going for studies. Those are my clients. Those are my basic clients that I have. And when it comes to Nigerian clients and the clients in Europe, Nigerian clients tends to be more difficult because a lot of them they're not ready to do anything. So you are going to do it from beginning to the end for them. And if you're dealing with businessmen in Nigeria that wants to travel, all they need to do is just to send you a mail, you get their mail. Afterwards, at times they would not even respond. Maybe, Nigerians always like this fire brigade approach. They want to travel in June. They're supposed to start their travel plan like January, but you see them coming to you in May and they tell you they want to travel in June. So before you put everything together, just like, it's almost impossible. But because we know how to do it, so most times we get it done for them. But for the clients in Europe, people that wants to travel in December, they are set. They already have their tickets and everything by now. They're just waiting for the day to travel. So, but what do we do is our work. That's why we're here to help them handle it. So, but the truth is just that the Nigerian clients are more difficult, but we've been doing it.
Okay, so I think it boils down to, we'll say, the attitudinal response of both worlds, I would say. There's a nature that exists within these categories of, I would say, persons who hail from different nationalities. All right,
exactly.
So and next question. What trends are you seeing in travel preferences among your clients? Are you seeing any trends, especially of recent? Are there any changes you've noticed? Any evolutions?
Well, what I have noticed now is people are not really looking at these big countries again. And I'm happy it's happening that way because everybody will not just be looking at America, Europe, Canada, and all that. People are not looking at the big countries. And I see a lot of people are even going to Asia country like Qatar. because since Dubai started making it difficult for Nigerians to travel, so a lot of Nigerians are now going to Qatar, and the trend is like anywhere. Nigerians are used to this is the rainy place. If you have not gone to Qatar, you've not gone to anywhere. And also a lot of people are going to China. People are now going to anywhere they are going to get the visa. The visa is very easy. That's where they go to. They don't even stress themselves because of the visa refusal rate is really high now. So people just want to go to where either somewhere that is visa free or a country that is an electronic visa, or the visa is easier for them. So that's just what I've seen now that is happening, and it's better.
Okay, so it's better in what sense, and how has this impacted your business? Has it impacted you positively? Because I also imagine that the tariffs or the cost when it takes to touring these countries and going to these countries vary. And how does that impact your business and in terms of ease and difficulty? So what would you say from your experience?
Yes, the truth is just that if you don't have a visa that gives you access to travel, there's no way I'm going to write a ticket for you. There's no way I'm going to book hotel or a tour for you. So if most of these clients are coming for, countries that the visa is difficult, so at the end of the day, maybe by the time you do 100 applications, only 10 people are granted visas. It's not a good business for us. But when people are coming for maybe Qatar, Kenya, and most times it's family, it's friends. So we issue more tickets, and the more tickets I issue, the more money I make. The more hotel I book, the more money I make. The more tours I book, the more money I make.
Okay.
So
now, just have a quick question on that. So doesn't that this new adventure, of course, people are venturing into different, would say, geographical locations, different terrains, and doesn't that affect? I mean, you must have through time, based on the regularity of a particular destination, you must have through time come to some level of ease and understanding. And of course, probably I imagine, forgive me if I'm wrong, I imagine that some areas might not be your popular terrain, and hence you might not necessarily have much information within that domain. How do you cope with the adapting and making sure that you're able to deliver just as well for terrains you're actually familiar with?
Let me tell you something about travel and tours. Travel and tours is a very unique business in the sense that we always, how am I going to put it? Like, there's a particular destination that once everybody's selling that destination at the same time. So most times these people contact us. They need us in as much as we want to make money, because if we don't sell it, there's no way they will sell, because they need us. So let's say Qatar, the hotels need us, so they are going to send us a mail that they need customers. Qatar will tell us, okay, we have discounted. So we are the ones that sell these destinations to our customers. So before we start selling any destination, of course, we have everything available. We have all the information available for that particular destination. So travel agencies are very unique. Most times customers come and request for what we already have at hand, because they see it everywhere. Just like everybody will say, once you travel to Paris, you must visit Disney. So anybody that comes, of course, is Disney. So you already have Disney package. Now everybody's going to Qatar. You have your Qatar package. When Dubai was like the selling point, everybody was selling Dubai. We have Dubai package. Kenya, the same thing. So it's like that kind, what they call it, China, the same thing.
So I think this is why this discussion is very important, and I think this program, or also having you here, is also important, because these are some of the things we don't get to understand, because this I would say these are like the understanding of the business behind the business, which people don't necessarily understand. That actually these I would say hotels, restaurants, say fun fair centers are actually looking for business, because they actually survive on travels. So I think it's a very useful and important piece to know. Okay, so
even the airlines too. Sorry, let me comment. Even the airlines too. Like most of these airlines, once they see that this particular destination is selling more, if you are not going to that destination, you just have to start going to that destination, because that's how you sell. So we work together. We need each other.
That's interesting because on the surface, one could think that the customer is not so important. I mean, generally we understand the importance of customers, but it seems that we might be tempted to feel that our desperation reduces our importance to the survival of these companies, and that's quite interesting to understand. Okay, so next, let's move on. We experienced the pandemic not too long ago, and I really have a question, and I'm sure I think I touched upon that, if I'm not mistaken, very slightly in the previous session. I would like for you to go a little bit more intricate on this one. So I want to ask you, have you noticed any post-pandemic shifts in how people approach travel planning? Has there been any changes? Of course, the world was shook for a moment there, and things are back to normal. Some would say in quotes. But what would you say you have noticed? Has there been any change in the way what we would term due process and protocols? Has there been any evolutions in any way, in any based on these arms, whether the hotel arm, which obviously your business is involved with, and the airlines, and also the transportation when it comes to taxis and all that. So has anything changed, and in what domain have you noticed significant shifts or alterations since the end of the pandemic?
Well, the thing now is, I think the pandemic was in 2020. So it was immediately after the pandemic that we had a lot of shaking in the business, like the hotel, flights, everything. But now everything is normal, like as in very, very normal, because I've always known that there must be movement. So I know that the airline, the countries, hotels, everybody's going to do something to make sure people move from one end to another. So it was in 2021, 2022, people are not used to nose masks. When you come into hotel, your nose mask, airline, nose mask, train, nose mask, people were really uncomfortable. A lot of people just stopped traveling then because, like, there was a time I wanted to travel. I did a COVID test going. When I got to my destination, I did another COVID test. When I was leaving, I did COVID test. Nigeria did COVID test. I had another trip after 2 months. I had to cancel it because I was just tired of doing a COVID test. But now there's no longer COVID test, no face masks except you want to. So I think everything is normal now. But in 2021, 2022, then early 2023, it was not easy at all. It really affected the business because a lot of people had to stop traveling.
So that was
they only travel when it's important, like when they just have to go. But if it's something they can, maybe like the traders, they were not traveling to buy their goods. Since they can send the goods down, they're okay.
Okay. I have two elephants that I want to address. The first elephant, which is you've touched on subtly, is this must have been a very bad time for business for you. And I having experienced that's difficulty, because I think I heard about some people who are in this business who actually were complaining of how terrible it was during that season because no one was traveling, the regulations were too stringent, and like you said, people were forced to halt the travel plans. So what did this do to you as regards, I mean, I believe once we experience something, we must have backup plans or re-strategize on how to go about certain things should, in case this kind of scenario occurs, being in this business. Did you think, or did you have any, I will say, disheartening moments or discouragements, or did you learn anything from this? Did you feel that there is a need to evolve in any direction? And if so, what was that direction? How would you, in the case or in the event of another pandemic, how would you seek to bring about some level of stability so that you are not totally shook by the situation?
Anyway, you see, I think, I think it was really the starters that this pandemic really affected, not for people like me. The reason is I've always known that without movement, there is no life. So I was not scared because I know without movement, there's no life. So I knew it was going to stop. I knew they were going to do something about it as fast as possible. In fact, the truth is just that after the pandemic, I made so much money because the first aircraft they brought out was evacuation. After evacuation, we started doing private jets. So that was when we made a lot of money because a lot of people that came maybe people from the US that came to Nigeria and they needed to go back because of their work. So if you tell them that the ticket is 6 million naira, they would buy it, they would pay. And now there's no competition because the ticket is not available. There's no way to get the ticket. So when I come to you and say, I have a private jet that is leaving tomorrow, you have to pay 10 million naira, you pay it. Guess what? That is when I made a lot of money. And that's the truth.
So I have a question on that. Private jets. If I'm understanding correctly, because I know planes.
That's chartered flights.
Chartered flights. Okay, so so basically, chartered flights. I imagine this is the taxi of the airway, technically.
Yeah.
So it's more like a private, better suited to choice clients, so to say. It's more like a luxury type of flight, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not every private jet that is luxury.
I see.
You could, when I mean charter, is because after the pandemic, a lot of airlines did not start operating commercial flights immediately. So what they were doing is they needed to know the number of passengers traveling before they will bring out any aircraft. So we call it charter because they will tell you to do your booking first. So once they have a full plane, then full aircraft, then they can say, okay, we're ready to fly so day. So it's a chartered flight. And because, then everything was expensive, aviation fuel and all that. So everything, they are going to add it to the fare they are giving to that passenger. So normal trip that is maybe 2 million, they can sell for 6 million. And we are not being paid commission, then we have to mark up. So that is when we made our money, because now if you call another agent, the agent might not have access to that chartered flight. It might just be few agents that have access to the chartered flights. Then I can tell you it's 10 million naira. So we made a lot of money that time, a lot of money. And a lot of people were actually stranded, especially. And then I noticed that it was even people in Europe. I think a lot of them, their document was expiring and they needed to go back to renew. So they're like, madam, I need to fly today. I say, okay, I'll make it possible. Pack your bags. Let me get a chartered flight for you.
Okay, so you're also a miracle wonder. Okay, so chartered flights. So I think I'm beginning to get the whole understanding now, and I think this is a gold mine for. You were a gold mine, to be precise, for people looking to get solid services, because not people boast a lot about services, but not everybody has access to the prime
Exactly.
of the primes, the premium, and this is something that one would want to get connected to. I think this is a beautiful avenue. As I myself, I'm just thinking of how opportune to have you here. So it's excellent. I have an understanding of what you just elaborated, which because of the restrictions, there were elevated prices, and hence the need for reservations, which actually hiked the price. Like everything you would get elsewhere, every commodity. All right, so we would end it here, and I would say the next session which we're going to have, I think that will be the part 3 of our discussion. We're going to be continuing forward, and we're going to be talking more about destinations, partnerships, and more. So as usual, I would like to ask you if you have anything you would like to tell the audience, or if you'd like to remind them on how they can book you. Be sure to let them within the next 2 minutes, if you can put that out. And of course, you can drop us a nugget for the day for those looking to venture into your trade, or probably looking to contact you for whatever.
Okay, well, one of the advice I'm going to give people that wants to venture into this business, like I said, it is not a business that you need capital. Just start small and finish big. Go get your customers and come back to me. That's just it. And if you want to reach us for booking, you go to our website, www.bujworldwide.com. You can send your quotes. You can make your inquiries there.
Okay. So thank you very much once again for being present with us. And we hope to see you another time, and we would be sure to discuss some more. And to you, our audience, remember that you can come on board for a chat for a fee, and of course, if you would like to place an advert on the program, that also comes at a fee, and we'll be sure to share the chart with you. And of course, be sure to help out someone who is looking to get into the trade. Obviously, show some support by liking and also sharing this video. And of course, we'll be here another time with our guest, and of course with more guests as time goes by. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely day.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, my name is Taruwar of the Shaw Kids Garden. Okay, my name is Taruwar, the cool one. Yeah, I said it. I'm the cool one. Yeah. Okay, so just kidding, by the way. Gotta be humble here. Okay, so now my name is Taruwar, and I'm the guy with the announcements, the informations, and the reminders. So, speaking of reminders, if you are yet to subscribe to all our platforms, subscribe to us and follow us on TikTok at YasharKidsGarden.ykg, Instagram, Yashar Kids Garden, and lastly, on YouTube. Come on, you want to take a guess? Yashar Kids Garden as well. Okay, so follow us on all these platforms. It's really that easy. This way, you never miss out on anything. So come on now, it's just a button. Click it. Click the subscribe. Click the follow. Come on now. Click it. Click it. Click it. Come on, click it. Alright, so now the announcements. In some time and over a period of time, we will be organizing some quiz which you will have the chance to participate in. Alright, so now what will the quizzes be based on? It will be based on what we've learned so far. I will be the host, and I will be asking the questions based on all we have treated in the past. So people with the correct answers will be selected at random for a gift or cash prize, which will be issued by our sponsor for today. So, just before we introduce you to our sponsor, in case you would like to join our community, WhatsApp to be precise, or follow our channel on WhatsApp as well, the link is in the description. Come on now, be with the cool team. Yeah, the cool team. Okay, now back to our sponsor. So now, who is our sponsor? Who is that awesome entity, or what is that awesome entity that is helping us out, or that is showing us the great support that we need to make this show a success? So now let's get to it. Our sponsor for today, and our primary sponsor in all, is DistressSales.net, a platform where you can buy distress sales items. Also sell, of course. And you know what? Sign up is free. Who does that if not DistressSales.net? So join in today, join their platform, and actually see and sell, view, and buy. Okay, distress sales items. Okay, so check it out. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what they do, their advert will be right on the side over here, and I'm just gonna be here keeping quiet. Right on the side here will be their advert. That way you understand what they're really all about. Okay. Alright, so I'll be on the side.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Japa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go pay. Hey, look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm go the next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money, they do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress. Oh, we are got no distress. No stress. We are got no.
True, everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Be like say things they share for this website. Maybe go check out this website, man.